Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. Today I have a great project for you. But first, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so that you are alerted every time I drop a new video. On to the project. To make today's scrapbook layout, I am going to use the Summer Happiness bundle. It comes with a stamp set. Look at those cute designs. And then dies that cut them out. There are also some dies that are standalone, like these flowers and the flip-flops. And then there is also this washi tape that you could purchase. So I'm going to try and use all of these things today to make the layout. Let's get started. I'm going to start with basic white, and I'm using Coastal Cabana for my base, but I want a white layer on top. So I think I'm going to cut this at 11 inches. I debated 10 versus 11. But we'll see how this goes. Okay, let's adhere this. The washi tape has the colors Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Secret Sea, and Strawberry Slush. So that's why I chose Coastal Cabana. So this leaves about ½ an inch all the way around. Okay, my idea is to create a circle using the different images from the washi tape. So I am using one of my plates. This is my actual Corelle dinnerware. It's the, I don't know, salad plate, I guess. I don't know what they call it. I'm going to use that. You can use a paper plate, anything that's about the size that you want. I'm going to try and center it, and then I'm using just a little pencil to kind of give me a guide. If you have more confidence in your ability to keep it in a circle, you don't have to draw the line, but I don't have confidence in my ability. So now let's look at the washi tape, because that's what we're going to use to make the design. This washi tape is 3½ inches tall, and it's 10 yards. You get a lot of it. I've already made so many projects. I mean, here are 2 that I've already done, and I've cut out so many of these, as you'll see, and I still have a huge amount left. So this is what I do. I'm going to take a piece of basic white, or this is white willow, and I'm going to cut a piece that's 3½. And so by 6, or by 12. And then you just take your washi tape and line it up. With the edge. And then I try and kind of smooth it along. And then I'll just cut it. Now you do lose a little bit there That's why I did it on 12 inches, because if you just cut out, say, 6 inches or a small portion, you're going to lose more and more of the images. So you can see here, last time I cut it, now I can't use this glasses. Although I guess if I were somebody who really scrimped or really tried to use everything, I could maybe cut that out and just tuck it under something else, but I'm not going to. Oh geez, I think I got a hair in there, so watch that. You want to kind of make sure you don't have bubbles. A little bit of a bubble there, but it shouldn't show up. Okay, now this will fit in the mini stamp cut and emboss machine. So that's what I'm going to use. But what I like to do is I like to cut the pieces out. I am not adventurous and like to, put this on as a whole on there and load it up with 2 or 3 different dies. So I'm just cutting these out individually. Again, you can stick it right on there whole if you want. Trying to get a little bit of everything for you. There is a die for these small flowers, so okay. And I only keep the things that are like whole. Like I said before, I'm not one to try and make those work. Okay, I think I've got something of all of these, right? Okay. I have some other cut out already, so. Let's do the cherry. Now the die set does fit the washi tape. It's perfect. But it also can cut out the stamped images. So you could do this same project if you don't have the washi tape. Just stamp all of the images, but then you'd have to color them all in before you cut them out. And on this one, I will be using a lot to make the circle. So you would be cutting out a lot. Okay. So let's cut the cherry out with the die. And I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape to hold it down because I am trying to get them to line up perfectly. That's why I'm not doing them all at once. One thing I found about these is that because this washi tape has a little bit of plasticky coating, whatever on it, this washi tape does not stick to it at all, so it's perfect. Okay, there's the cherry. I'll cut out one of everything for you. Maybe it might get too long. After a couple, you might figure it out. Let me show you the flower because this one does have a special way to go on. And what I found is, if you can see on this flower, there's one leaf that's by itself, and then these 2 over here. I use that to gauge where the die goes. See, this one has got 1 leaf here, and then the 2 over here. So that helps me instead of trying to, turn it around and around to see where they fit. Okay, let's run this one through. And then maybe next I'll do the glasses. And then we'll see if I have enough cut out already. Okay, look at that one. That one I did kind of perfectly. Okay, let's do the sunglasses. And like I said, remember there's these. This does cut out that small flower. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch right here. I'll put that in our stack. Okay. Here's the sunglasses. And then we'll design the page. These glasses remind me of like a 50s vibe. Now we have the glasses cut out. Let's start to assemble. Okay, let's bring in our scrapbook base again. And as you can see, I already pre-cut out a lot of these images, so you wouldn't have to see me cut everything out. I don't know how many I did. I probably did 3 of those strips that I was showing you. But I also used some of them on the other card. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of organize these around the circle to just kind of, you know, get them spread out. So like, because I had the shoes here, the flip-flops, I'm going to put the flip-flops here. I'm also trying to distribute the colors. And then just work our way all the way around. The great thing about this layout is really you can make this layout with different stamps, right? Different washi tape, different stamps. It's just a great overall design. This would be really beautiful with leaves for the fall. I'm trying to kind of cover up that line that I drew, and then we'll kind of move out from there. Get some pineapples in here. Love the little lemonades. I don't want too much yellow beside, you know, together. Once you get down here, it's kind of, you know, you have to really watch. And that's why I dry fit them first, so that if I have to move things around, I can easily do that. Let's see. I feel like I don't have very many of the pink flowers. I might need to cut out a few of those pink flowers, guys. I'm trying to put some under and over each other. We could put 2 cherries here because they're different colors. I don't know, I don't like that. Put a camera here. And then I'll make them look pretty as I go. Oh, I thought that was a line, but it's actually cherries. Okay, now we can kind of start going outside. I am going to be putting a picture right here. So kind of keep that in mind. And then here's where we can put these little ones, kind of fit them in. We also want to make sure that it's round. So let's see, I'm doing pretty good. Do I want to put another sun? I got a sun there. Maybe here. I might not need that. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of happy with that. I could put a couple more of these down, but I'll leave it at 3. Okay, and we have a few more to play with, but let me count how many I used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So about 35. So I would do maybe 3 dozen. That would be, I think, a good gauge. So here, let's put this in here. Now we'll be at 3 dozen. Okay. Let's start to glue these down. I'm going to just start and start placing them. You want to make sure that they are some on top of the others, some underneath, but you also want to make sure that that they're, you know, angled a little bit differently, right? Kind of rotate things around. Like I had this one leaning this way, but now the lemonade is kind of leaning that way. And all the while, make sure that you're covering up that pencil line. You can go in there and erase it if you need to, but it's going to be a little bit hard to do that with all of the images kind of around it. Okay. What are some other things that you could use? Like I said, leaves would be nice. Flowers would be really nice. At Christmas, you could make one with maybe bulbs, you know, like ornaments. If you've got a lot of animal stamps, this might be cute for a zoo page. You could do, you know, different animals. Trying to think of what else I have in plenty. Now these ones, like I said, were washi tape, so it was really easy to cut out, and I didn't need to color anything. That's what I love about this washi tape. No need to color in all of the images. It's not hard though. Like on this one, I colored all of these in with watercolors. These ones are washi tape, but this is all watercolor. You can use Stampin' Blends. no problem. I didn't have all of the Stampin' Up colors, so I used the washi tape or the watercolor. Look, I'm about halfway done. And as I go, I'm just trying to do my best to rotate these a little bit. This is such a fun summer, bundle. These images are so cute. There was a similar washi tape. I think there's actually been two. One was small florals. And then the other, I think, was leaves, like vines, if I'm not mistaken. This was the first time I've bought the washi tape. I really feel like I need something there. I'm going to put that there for right now. I just felt like it was going in to me. Okay, where are we at? Here we are. Another thing you want to kind of keep a watch on is you want to have the same amounts over here and over here. Like you want half on this side and half on this side. It looks a little bit like I've got more over here. So I'm going to add this over there. I'm trying to keep it thickness-wise the same. Okay. You see how this looks a little bit clumped up here? So we'll work on that. I think that comes from, having some closer together than others. Okay, there we go. I'm getting there. I think I did a pretty good job getting the color balanced. Although if I weren't doing it on camera, I might have spent a little bit more time balancing things, but I try not to have you wait too much, watch me do too much of nothing. There we go. I don't know. A few more. Okay. I think only two more. The best thing about these, I feel, is that they're pre-colored. That's my favorite part. Yes, I did have to cut them all out. But that really didn't take me too long. Okay, let's put a couple of these little things here. Okay, now I've got kind of my base. I think it looks pretty good. Pretty even. Okay, now I'm going to put my picture down about right here. So this is a picture of the kids with their popsicles in the summer. I thought the colors were good and the design was good. I'm going to mat it on strawberry slush. So I'm just going to cut this at 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then maybe we'll decorate around it with a couple of the extra things. Okay. I think her shirt's almost strawberry slush color, isn't it? Okay, now let's put on some dimensionals. I'm going to pop this up a little bit just so it sits above the images. You could put another small picture if you want. I was thinking like maybe a 3 by 4, like beside it, but I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna put it right there, kind of on an angle. Okay, let's see. I don't think I want to put anything. I might just put a sentiment. How about that? Let's look at the sentiments. Okay, I'm going to use the Summer Happiness stamp set, and I think I'll use Summer Adventures and put it right across the bottom. And I will use the 1-inch piece that I cut off of the 1-inch mat, right, the white. And I'm using strawberry slush, strawberry slush. And I'm going to put it down a little bit so that I can dovetail the ends. Let's just try it one more time to see. That S is just, it's not perfect. It doesn't have to be, but I have enough room to do it again. Okay, I like that one better. Again, this was strawberry slush. Which is the color of the mat that I did. Okay, I'll clean that off better later. Okay, let's cut this. Let's see. Dovetail the ends. What do we think? I don't know this one. There we go. Okay. Let's see how this looks. That looks good. Let's see about inking up the edges. Well, let me see if I have an ink dot of this. Okay, I don't have a dot of these, so let's see what we can do. Let's see about just kind of rubbing it along the edges. This is the part that I was concerned about. Okay, I don't like the blob on the end, so let's just not do the edges. Okay. I'm just going to adhere it directly because this is already popped up. So I don't want to pop this up again since I'm putting it right over the edge. Okay, so what do you think? I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the project. You can purchase any of the products I used in the video at my website, thecraftychemist.stampinup.net. I have a Facebook business page, Crafty Chemist Designs, where I go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. I also have a Facebook VIP group called The Crafty Chemist Presents Stampin' Up, where you can share your artwork and ask questions and have a good time. You can also find me at Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Crafty Chemist Designs. My blog is periodicallycrafty.blogspot.com.